Hello everyone, Charles from the Bible Unbound, and today we're going to take a look at another offering from Holman. This is the Men of Character Bible. I do like a lot of the offerings that Holman produces. They have a wide range of study Bibles and themed Bibles. Now, this one is an interesting one that I've been looking at for a while. This is the CSB Men of Character Bible. So as we take a look at some of the features on the back, there are 60 in-depth studies of men of character from the Bible placed near their associated text. There's over 50 character profiles of men in the Bible focusing on a specific character principle. So more than 100 QR codes with accessible videos with teaching from Dr. Getz. He's with his real-life QAs, testimonies from other men. So there's introductions and reading plans for each book of the Bible, a robust page and cross-referencing system. So it's Smith's own, lay flat. It's a two-color interior design, two-column text, black letter text, 9.75 point type. So this is actually really readable, I should say. Concordance, presentation page, and full color maps at the end. Now, I really like this as we open it up. This is called their Forest LeatherTouch. This beautiful green. I don't know how well it's going to show up on the overhead. This is beautiful. I love the texture. It has this nice, not quite of an oily text to it. I love the feeling of the leather on here. It has their Men of Character logo. And on the spine, the CSB logo, Men of Character, Christian Standard Bible, and the Holman logo. With it looks like 3 indented, stamped spine hubs, I should say. Stitched all the way around. Really nice gold gilding. And 2 ribbons. A nice kind of a pale, almost pink ribbon. And a beautiful green ribbon. These look like they are their standard. These are double-sided this time. It's very nice. So as you open it up, this really nice paste-in page. I like that you can actually see this reinforcement tape. Note from Men of Character Study Bible. And a note on Dr. Gene Getz. So he's a graduate of the Moody Bible Institute. Very nice. Your copyright page. So this has a bunch of different bindings on here, which is nice. Everything from these leather touches to a couple of genuine leather options. Your table of contents, the books of the Bible, the list where the introduction pages are, and each of the books from the Old Testament and New Testament. The feature set where all the table of contents are for the Men of Character articles and their profiles. So other notes on the measure of a man, verses to remember, the acknowledgments. Now, I do like that they have these QR codes throughout the Bible. And this note here will show you the Men of Character Bible introduction. So Dr. Getz actually has his own introduction to this to explain the Bible, its uses, and how it came about. A note on how to use this Bible. And a couple of different specific plans to use. From everything from mentoring others to open group study, with advanced preparation and no advanced preparation, and then teaching sessions with group participation. Now this would be very useful even to the groups that I have, like the men's group that I'm a part of. I think this would be a very good augmentation to our studies. A note here on the features of the Bible, where they talk about the articles, biblical character profiles, the measure of a man notes with the QR codes, verses to remember, and Bible introductions. The preface for the CSB, you'll hear me say this on everyone. This is a kind of a shortened preface, but read that preface at least one time so you can understand any special notations, noting, or marking that they have within the Bible. Then you're opening to Genesis itself. So just like most study Bibles, it has the circumstances of writing, its contribution to the Bible, a note on its structure. He actually has a timeline on the bottom here, plus standard outline, notes, and I do like that he has a reading plan in here for each of the books of the Bible. So you can augment this as your reading plan for the year, which is kind of nice. It isn't laid out per day, but it's each section. Then we get into the main body, the general text. Now this is a 2-column design, outside references, and textual footnotes on the bottom. Any of the chapters are going to be in a nice bolded color. Instead of a drop cap, there's a number. The actual verse references aren't too bad. They are just in a standard upset number. Really readable. I like that sweet spot between 9.5 and like 10 or 10.5-ish, something like that for reading. It's just so easy to read Bibles that are in that text. And the older I get, those are actually easier on my eyes. We get to one of the main character profiles about Adam, specifically where Adam's introduced in Genesis. This QR code will link you to his talk and study about Adam. These are very well produced videos. I might show a clip of it off to the side to show you what it looks like as you would actually go through this Bible. Pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot of study Bible notes, but I do love a lot of these articles. When he's talking about faulty thinking, and actually descriptions and references to that, with adding verses to reminder and developing your character sections on the back. One of the things I like to do is actually how you apply this, what you're learning to your life. And I do like that he has this in here. Now, some of the articles I'm noting in here that would be really excellent to use for small group and other studies is they have the actual body of what he's talking about here, plus a note section for you to actually take notes. So if you're doing a study based on this or referencing this, you guys will be able to actually write down your talking points. And a lot of these notes are specifically designed for men and building your character. I love the way that they presented this. And there's quite a lot of these articles in here. There's so much. Preparation for leadership, all principles that us as men need to learn to help develop our character, ourselves, and how we should respond to others and society in general. I'm liking a lot of this stuff, like when we get to Jonah, the way he lays out the timeline. It's a very sparse reading plan because this is one of the smaller books. But I like here this note on Jonah. You know, it's prejudice personified. So as we get into the New Testament, from Matthew, you'll realize this is a black letter text Bible. And some of the notes in here are really specific, like honoring God with your money. I really love a lot of these. And these verses to remember notes, I should say. They're kind of pre-highlighted for you. Get into Acts. Barnabas, Stephen, overcoming the power of prejudice. A note on Abraham. When you get into Colossians, note on selfishness of your measure of a man. Timothy, note on Timothy, the man who conquered its fear. Shepherd's heart. Self-controlled from Hebrews, learning the power of prayer from James. Now, after Revelation, you have a really nice concordance. Pretty well laid out with the word that's being defined or noted in nice bold. Then a snippet of the actual text that's being quoted and their scripture reference. Then after the concordance, I like seeing this in a lot of the Bibles. I'm really happy when I do see it. Now, they actually have lined note paper in the back. So there is a few pages looks like quite a few pages of actually lined note paper before the maps. And they're really nice color maps that is that slightly close to cardstock feel. The rear paste-in, really well sewn all the way around. Beautiful coloring. I can't get over the color of this. I like this green. This is actually really, really nice. So this is something I will definitely say can be really easy to incorporate into any men's group, men's study group, small groups. Very, very well done. I do love they have these interactive articles in here to help actually show during your discussions. This would be something that I would show a video of that's relating to the text that we're showing, and then have some really good discussion afterwards. This will definitely help you in that area. So with that, we're going to end today's video. As always, we ask you to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if this is a type of material you guys could use in your small groups, or if you have any other material that you would suggest that would be comparable to this that we can use to augment people's studies. So until next time, we hope that you have a nice day, night, evening, wherever you are. We hope to see you in the next video.